with comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. So I was back at Jiu Jitsu today and I just have to keep going. It's the best fucking workout you can do. It's so fucking intense. I swear to God, I wish I'd found it earlier. It's one of these fucking things that I know I would have been good at if I'd started it when I was younger. That's what I needed when I was younger. Something fucking to discipline me. I always knew I needed to do a martial art. It was always in the back of my head. I didn't even know what Jiu Jitsu was fucking 15 years ago though. And Jiu Jitsu is the one. I was always like, maybe I'll do karate, but karate's a little bit gay. Then you've got taekwondo, and that's even gayer than karate. The only thing gay than taekwondo is probably Jiu Jitsu, but the only thing gayer than taekwondo is fucking Tai Chi. But here's my suspicion with Tai Chi. I think it's like energy transfer, but not for this realm. It's for when you die and you've got to fight off the fucking demons to get the human rebirth. You're going to need all that Tai Chi shit. Your Jiu-Jitsu shit isn't going to fucking work in the afterlife. You need to know how to transfer the energy. So that's why you want to be doing Tai Chi, to fight off the fucking demon dragons. But on Earth, it looks full gay. It's just disappointing that I've found this thing that I think I'm decent at. I think I'm going to be decent at it, as long as I don't get injured. It's just disappointing. I'm an old, fat, balding guy now. Like today, I hadn't sparred, I think it's 2 months now. 6 weeks in India, probably 2 weeks before I went to India. Longer than 2 months. Like 2.5 months or something. And I haven't been keeping up with my fitness and all that sort of shit. I couldn't remember any of the moves. So I went down there today and we did 3 rounds of sparring. And then right at the end, everyone was walking away, and this black belt, he stayed on the mats and everyone was walking away. He's like, does anyone want to go another round? And I was like, fuck it. Yeah, let's go another round. Do you mind rolling with me? Because I'm a 1 stripe. So he's probably looking at me going, fucking what a waste of time. But I did see a micro expression that said to me that he wasn't interested in fucking having a roll with me. But he agreed, and I haven't rolled with a black belt before. And I'm going to fucking say right at the top that he was an older dude and he was a smaller dude than me. But he's there every day and he's a black belt, and fucking I've seen him there a million times. So I really don't even know how to fucking roll properly. I've got like 2 things I like to do, and I just steadfastly stick to those couple of things. And one of the moves is like getting to mount and just cranking people's arms up above like their shoulder levels so they can't really do anything. And then from there, I just fucking press my fucking chest right on their face so they can't breathe. And then I grab them in like a bear hug with their arms up, and I just try and crush them. I don't even know if it's a move. I tried to look it up on YouTube, like what you do from the mount when you've got both their arms, because they can't do shit. They can't bridge because I'm too high, and they can't do anything with their hands because I've got complete control of them, and my knees are in like their armpits, so they can't fucking move. And then I'm just like suffocating them. And if I can't fucking squeeze them hard enough from that position for them to tap, then I just wear them out until I know they haven't got much fight left. And then I do like an Americana. That's the only move I really know how to do. And the occasional armbar, but I have no idea how to do an armbar. I can usually get them to tap just through suffocation though. The other move is the same move, to be honest with you. I've got 1 move. I know how to do 1 thing, and I just do that. If they're on top of me, I just try and get them off me in any way I can. And then just slowly I break them down until I'm in that position. But that's mainly against white belts. I've pulled it off on a couple of blue belts and shit, and some way fucking bigger dudes than me. But I've never fucking sparred with a black belt before. So I was kind of nervous, and I was kind of already completely fucked. I was sweating. I was fucked. So I go down and we engage, and I'm just like, I'll let him do whatever the fuck he does because I don't know what to do. I have 1 move and that's all I'm going to do. So he gets me, he ties me up a little bit. He's on top of me, but I've got him in guard, and then he's doing something with my arm and he's trying to pass my guard, and I'm trying to stop him, and I can feel he's overcommitted on one side of his body. Like there's too much weight on one side of his body, and he's a little bit off balance. So I'm like, should I just try and fucking get on top of this cunt? So I grabbed his gi, the pants, and I held his leg while he was heavy on it, and I just fucking whooped him over. I fucking swept him, and then I ended up in mount. It was fucking wild, and he was pretty surprised. I think he thought it was a fluke. So we keep on going. Then I get into some bad positions, but he never had me like cooked. He had me almost cooked, but I stayed calm, and I managed to wriggle out of this fucking real bad position. Like I was facing the floor, and his chest was on my back, like crushing me into the ground, but I was somehow I got out of that as well. And then I was like holding him by his gi, and he was on top of me, and he was working this position to get into this position for a submission. I didn't know what submission he was trying to pull because I just fucking don't know. But I knew he was fucking moving me around to get to this thing. So I fucking was holding him, and then he kept on overcommitting. This is like fucking a minute left of the 5-minute round, but he kept on overcommitting his weight to one side. So I could feel it, and he was too focused on the fucking submission, and I sort of like tilted him over a little further towards the side he had all his fucking pressure on. So he had to put his hand out so he wouldn't fall, and then I fucking just lifted him up, flipped him over, and ended up on top of him in side control in like the dominant position. So I swept this black belt twice and finished the round in the dominant position, and I was absolutely fucking cooked at the end. I couldn't breathe. But after it, he was like, "Were you trying to go for that neck submission?" I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Mate, honestly, I don't even know how to do a neck submission." He's like, "I've only gone unconscious once through a submission, and it was that submission you had." And I'm like, honestly, I'm telling you, I wasn't going for a submission. That never even entered my mind. I didn't even know where my hands were. But he was like, "That was good, man. That was fucking good. It was a great roll. Thanks this, thanks that." So I earned a little bit of respect from the black belt. I was very fucking happy. I thought he was going to choke me out like 30 times. So the YouTubing has paid off. Don't fucking practice. Just get on YouTube, sit there with a tea, and just watch it. Just constantly. And then also fight someone about half your size and weight. That also helps. Anyway, I'll be back there. I'm going to try and get that fucking blue belt this year. But that'll do for tonight. If you're enjoying the podcast, give it a share around, and I'll see you the fuck later.